Hey everybody. Okay, so let's finish this Bill's story off. Page 15, big book. My wife and I abandoned ourselves with enthusiasm to the idea of helping other alcoholics to a solution of their problems. It was it was fortunate for my old business associates remained skeptical for a year and a half, during which I found little work. I was not too well at the time and was plagued by waves of self pity and resentment. This sometimes nearly drove me back to drink, but I soon found that when all other measures failed, work with another alcoholic would save the day. So, what saves the day when we're feeling the blues as an addict or an alcoholic? Apparently, going to go work with another addict or alcoholic. Many times I have gone to my old hospital in despair. On talking to a man there, I would be amazingly lifted up and sat on my feet. It is a design for living that works in rough going. We commenced to make many fast friends, and a fellowship has grown up among us, of which it is a wonderful thing to feel a part. The joy of living we really have, even under pressure and difficulty. I have seen hundreds of families set their feet in the path that really goes somewhere. Have seen the most impossible domestic situations righted, feuds and bitterness of all sorts wiped out. I have seen men come out of asylums and resume a vital place in their lives in their lives of their family and communities. Businesses and professional men have regained their standing. There is scarcely any form of trouble and misery which has not been overcome among us. In one western city and its environs, there are 1,000 of us and our families. We meet frequently so that the newcomer may find the fellowship. So, why do we meet frequently? So that the newcomer can find the fellowship. At these informal gatherings, one may often see from 50 to 200 persons. We are growing in numbers and power. An alcoholic in his cup is an unloving creature. Our struggles with them are variously strenuous, comic, and tragic. The poor chap committed suicide in my home. He could not or would not see our way of life. There is, however, a vast amount of fun about it all. I suppose some would be shocked at our seeming worldliness and levity. But just underneath there is a deadly earnestness. Faith has to work 24 hours a day, and 24 hours a day in and through us, or we perish. Most of us feel we need look no further for utopia. We have it with us right here and now. Each day, my friends, simple talk in our kitchen multiplies itself in a widened circle of peace on earth and goodwill to men. One more reading I'm going to throw out there, and then I'm going to do a little bit of a share here. You have to forgive me, I did not set it up, but okay, so anybody who's been to a meeting has probably heard this. I live by this, though. It seems to help me on the days when I'm having a real issue. Acceptance is the answer to all of my problems today. When I am disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, thing, or situation, some fact in my life unacceptable to me. And I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it is supposed to be at the moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake. Until I could accept my alcoholism or addiction, I could not stay sober. Unless I accept life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to change in the world as on what needs to change in me and in my attitudes. It's all about us. As much as we like to think that it's all about everything else, it's not really about anything else but us. That's exactly what Bill's getting at in his chapter. Um, He had to change. The world doesn't have to accept our addiction or our alcoholism. Our parents shouldn't have to deal with our issues. We, as grown people, should be able to deal with our own issues. However, our addiction, because we've made the choice to start using, gives us an inability to really push on with life. And because this happens, our problems and issues pile up, and they become almost unsurmountable. However, we are people who can get past anything. The fortitude that we have is incredible. A lot of people wake up and say, I just can't today. I never said I cannot find my drug of choice or my boost that day. That never happened. So I'd like to think that we're a class of people or a group of people that can do a heck of a lot more than the average person, because we really don't understand the word can't. And that can also be flipped into recovery. If we really accept that we're an addict, or we can accept that there's a reason why we have that person, place, or thing in our life, and it's up to us to find out. Contempt prior to investigation is the reason why we usually sit on the sideline. So instead of having contempt for anything, why don't we look at it all like we looked at our drugs? We'll try anything once, right? And so let's try and investigate why this thing is in our life at least one time. And not in a negative way, but in the harder way, a positive way. It's easy for us as addicts to be negative, I think. It's almost a reflex for us, where being positive is a little bit more difficult. I asked or made a challenge a little while ago of a gratitude list of 5 things that you're grateful for every day. Gosh, I hope you did it so that you can see some growth in yourself. I know I've seen growth in myself just because of those gratitude lists for well over 10 years now. And I hope you get to experience that also. I'm going to keep it short today. Tomorrow we'll start in chapter 2. There is a solution in the big book. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful recovered day today.